You may need to consider taking health precautions, such as having your wisdom teeth removed, or getting an appendectomy in advance if you want to spend a long time in this place. There are absolutely no reptiles or amphibians, and all land mammals are human-made. For almost 2 million years, there has been no rain here. Still, at the same time, 80% of the world's freshwater reserves are stored here in the Antarctic, the coldest and probably the most mysterious continent on the planet in the last century. But we all know that when scientists decide to look under the Antarctic ice cover, what is most interesting is usually hidden deep below. Before watching this video, you should hit the like button and subscribe to watch fantastic videos to enhance your knowledge. There is an entire lake under Antarctica's ice, and about 5,800 square miles or 15,000 square kilometers, which is about 1.5 times the size of the island of Cyprus. It's also quite large. The temperature near the lake is minus 28.2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is minus 89 degrees Celsius. The ice pressure exceeds the pressure of the ice crust of Jupiter's moons, and the surface of the lake is never broken by sunlight. Few organisms living on Earth can survive in such an adverse environment. However, scientists still manage to find life in extreme conditions. With the discovery of a new type of bacteria, given the name W12-3-10, this organism's DNA is only 86% identical to other living things on Earth. The reason is that the lake was isolated from the rest of the world for several million years, so the bacteria found there developed separately from all living organisms. On our planet, researchers later discovered traces of about 3,500 species of living organisms in the lake. Some scientists dispute this number, but the very fact of the existence of different forms of life has led. Vostok is far from the only subglacial lake in the Antarctic. Lake Whillans and Ellsworth are two large lakes in the Antarctic. According to John Prisco, a University of Montana professor of polar ecology, the total number of ice lakes could be 400. Bentley Depression is the deepest continental point on the planet, about 8,215 feet or 20,540 meters below sea level, not filled with liquid water. A whole cemetery is hidden under eastern Antarctica's ice, consisting of the remains called critons, remains by scientists from the ancient supercontinent of Gondwana, which are the staple rocky cores of the continents. In East Antarctica, there are at least 3 such cratons, one of which very similar to Australia's rocks, the second to India, and the third to the seabed. Perhaps these fragments came together a billion years ago with a supercontinent formed by Rodinia, or maybe 500 million years ago with the advent of Gondwana. In any case, Critons was part of the continents that formed 160 million years ago, after the collapse of Gondwana. To study Antarctica's secrets more closely, scientists did not limit their research to observations from outer space and decided to drill a hole. Using this instrument, the research team used a specific 2-foot drill about 60 centimeters wide with hot water. Scientists were able to drill a hole at a depth of 7,060 feet, which is about 2,152 meters. After 63 hours of continuous operation, the researchers then measured the water pressure, the ice temperature, and the degree of its deformation. Thanks to this, scientists hope to determine when the Antarctic ice sheet vanished for the last time, and when this could happen again. The researchers plan to drill a few more holes too. In Antarctica, however, spots also appear that were not human-made a few years ago. A massive hole of about 3,700 square miles, or 9,583 square kilometers in size, alarmed the entire world. The size of the state of Rhode Island is almost twice that. Since the 1970s, scientists have not seen such giant holes, so they could not immediately identify the cause of this hole, which researchers called wormwood. However, an answer was soon discovered that a cyclone caused warm and cold air streams to collide at the South Pole in September 2017, resulting in the formation of swirling winds reaching a speed of 72 miles or 117 kilometers per hour. Vast waves of up to 52 feet or 16 meters high were created by such powerful turbulence, which in turn pushed out large chunks of ice and thus formed an enormous hole. Furthermore, strong winds brought warm water to the cold Red Sea of Lhasa, in which ice masses are present. As a result, the ice started to melt, which also contributed to a hole emerging. It will soon grow to 37,000 square miles, which is about 95,829 square kilometers. And then it will be about the same as Ireland's size. Meteorologist and climate modeler Martin and the Helmholtz Center for Ocean Research in Kiel, Germany, believe that the number of cyclones that trigger these holes will increase only in the future. The refreezing of spots will be much slower at the same time, given climate change. That will accelerate the ice melting in the Antarctic. However, Diana Francis, an atmospheric climate specialist, believes that we should not fear this. On the contrary, creating such holes promotes better circulation between the ocean and the atmosphere. And this opens up new food sources for Antarctic animals such as penguins or seals. But Francis does not deny at the same time that the large size of the holes affects thee. Therefore, ocean circulation could lead to global climate change. So scientists will continue to observe the state of this ice continent from space to attempt to control it. In 2019, one of those observations occurred. It seems to have inspired some hope that scientists have seen a mountain, the light geological structure that separates Antarctica's western and eastern parts. This line will safeguard Antares. The largest glacier, the Ross Glacier, prevents large chunks of ice from entering warm water and from being spread into the ocean. The rate of entry of Antarctic's subglacial groundwater into the sea would increase by 20% if not for this dividing line, leading to an increase in global seawater. Leveled by 38 feet or 11 points by 6 meters. But after all, that doesn't necessarily mean we're entirely safe. Another hole next to the giant glacier causes the glacier's intense melting in the glacier. Months of summer. Therefore, it seems quite possible that Antarctica's complete melting is only a matter of time. Even though Antarctica is so far from most of us, this continent depends on our future. This is 80% of the world's freshwater reserves, and even if cities that are the farthest from Antarctica will sink underwater if they go into the ocean. Hi guys, so if you enjoyed this video, click on the like button, subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon to get the regular updates to watch more such informative videos.